one for them to get back in the game and take this thing to split.
G2 back to Jet, no more Neon for Icy. That was touch and go at times for them in their previous game. Here we go, set up towards B. This one going to be pretty expedient, I dare say. In behind the Aldrone. And they pull back. This is reminiscent of the Lotus play over at A.
And funny enough, this is exactly how G2 started their pistol round the last time they played Ascent against C9. Identical so far.
All but the Sova here from Crew got pulled in the direction of A after that exchange. Against NRG, Crew really took a beating in tree around this area. That's where they suffered. As FNS really unwound them round after round. That is huge info though. Followed up with the molly. Jonah still on the back step, was able to clean up Kesnet though, through the masonry no less.
That man with the Sheriff is going crazy today.
Up comes Trent here now, threatening that Heaven pinch. He'd got to eat that entirely, and he asks for seconds. Valen delivers now as Shy is going to make a little bit of noise heading to Heaven, but Jonah P's not ready for it. It's Melza operating from the 7th circle there in Hell. Trent deals with it. Player advantages. Shy just throws himself into this here, avoiding the recon. Now can play off MTA and upper, but Valen in an A main is going to be the undoing factor here. Now it's MTA V3 and G2. Okay, don't get ahead of yourselves. They got the pistol on Lotus and then it fell apart.
I'd be thinking it was going to be the same thing that they watched from that first week.
That extra investment in Kesnet this round is going to manifest as a Marshal. He takes that over towards the B-side extremity there and holds an angle briefly before conceding it. G2, no one loves to slow it down more than they do.
Yeah, that is a fact. They like to take their time, give Valen opportunities to get a read, to make the right call, to hit that weaker side.
Just over a minute now, still to play with. Mid essentially given up here as Crew opt to try and stack the A side. Can this be read by G2? Aldrone certainly will try.
Only spots one though.
Shock Dart though, they are starting to trend away. This will be checked though. 2 caught inside the 0 point. G2 do know there's a heavy tree presence as a result.
Valen getting up close here.
Enough noise to wake the dead.
Falling off. And yeah, G2, classic round here, taking their time, working the map, finishing up mid now. Gonna pivot into B where it's just Kesnet with that Marshal. Left.
He's about to get more than he bargained for here, I suspect. Leaf though will stay embedded in mid here. I don't know if Shy's aware of this. Icy cleans him up. That Phantom brought up here, finding value. Jonah! Okay, had a chance to respond after the first shot. Kesnet's very low. Trent eventually just gonna pepper him down through the wall. Leaf tries to challenge Melsa, wants that weapon badly. And he'll get it for himself. 3v3 in the post plant. Icy with the big gun. Holding that market angle. A bit of damage will take it as heat falls after the fact as Trent span.
Yeah, it just has that lineup for the market door. Trent, so solid on this map. A real knack for using those weapons with a high bullet pen.
Oh my goodness, okay.
And there it is with the Guardian, and no doubt you were going to see that with the Odin when the sides swap. I mean, maybe even picking it up on attack. It is useful for that counter spam onto the enemy Sova. That battle on B is incredibly important.
Melza here has a crack at it at least, but Trent leaves around with a brace of 4. Kesnet couldn't get in that game either. So far, he's been astounding on Lotus.
And I'm really looking to see a lot more variation in their setups, a lot more proactive taking of those extremities. That was something that they were lacking in that previous game, no doubt.
They tried to take an op there on occasion, but didn't really work out for Crew. Melsa here.
It looks like they want a pop flash for him to re-clear.
Risky business, yeah. He actually gets staved off with only 35 points of health left. Not really a great spot here to refresh that one way. He might save it for main to buy a bit of time. Leaf though could use Kati take him down through the middle part of the map here. Undersfury getting thrown out. Icy trying to get ahead of it now. Kesnet though, what a timing out of tree. Not bad. Now 3 versus 3 as MTA tries to hold his ground. Even as it gets. Kesnet a little low, gets a tickle from that shock as well as the wall comes down. We want none of it. He'll break through that instantly. Giant descends from heaven now. Trent in an ugly spot. 2 for the killjoy and Crew are on the board. You do want to play towards that tree side and Kesnet wants to, you know,
right here,
move between mid and maybe even heaven if he gets an op. Those two pivotal here to Crew's strategy.
MTA now the one picking up the Guardian over towards B. Again, it's all about that high bullet pen, finding opportunities to spam through that wall, deal damage, get a kill if you're fortunate.
They did get an alarm bot towards mid this time, Crew, so Kesnet probably doesn't need to be nearly as vigilant as he's being about that part of the map, but he's determined to jump spot it.
Shy here just playing contact off the turret. Common for the defensive B main hold.
Very cheeky. Right in the Owl drone, the Sova was affected. Okay, 0 Point doesn't really tell anything new to G2. Just that the Omen is over towards that tree side. Now burst of speed from them here. Ready for a dash from Icy, and he goes across. Looking to test that switch maybe. 2 players grouped up in Boathouse now, and Kesnet might be able to find a push out of CT here. Looks like through smoke he dealt with Jonah. Here come the reinforcements, but they're all grouped up in CT, our Crew.
Waiting for that paranoia to scale out. Nelson with only a judge, though. How does he get in range to actually get a kill? He will swap it out. Fortunate for him, but still 3v4. Also fortunate for Crew. No one to deal with in B main. They're going to clear that. They get the info.
That's the last flash, but well used to make sure they're not going to get backstabbed. Still a bit of time to work with here, but Kesnet doesn't really have anything to work with. Molly in a Boathouse. That's not going to be bothering G2 whatsoever. They're happy to split around that one. Kesnet gets one, forced away. Melsa on the side, pushed up. One smoke to the right-hand side of Boathouse means that G2's options for swings are limited. It's Melsa giving it a touch. Kesnet approaching now at 40 HP. Elite wins it out. It's all up to Kesnet. And they hold it down. G2 under extreme pressure. Convert the round. Or rather, they opt not to. They use the flash instead of maybe having it for the site later. They had nothing util-wise later on.
Crew are just going to take a walkabout down mid. One way was sent from Melser over towards A. Standard from them. It's going to be a pop flash with
So
the
standard. This is so Crew. Oh, we're on a save? Better go mid.
Enemy tag.
Yeah, Crew love fighting from mid on this map, whether it be flashing out of a smoke like that with multiple players peeking, or even more commonly is a lot of times they'll go for 2 players in mid and that duo of Heat and Melser that you're going to see playing tree.
They'll do it here.
Over and over. They'll swing out on Cat. They just like to find these aggro timings. It's not complex with the utility. Maybe it's a Heat flash. Oftentimes it isn't. It's just finding that moment where they feel comfortable fighting together. They know they have the firepower to do it. And when they're at their best, they have more than enough confidence to do it as well.
Okay, fast hit behind the null command here. Not exactly reinventing the wheel at G2, but it's quite effective. Here comes Icy. Only good for the one, and the pistols for Crew are starting to sing. Now, though, Trent tries to slow things down. Melsa from Heaven could be an issue. He's forced to back away, but MTA catches him out of Jonah down inside null command.
30 seconds left.
So Leaf has to come in. There's no chance to bring the KO back into the fight. This is a bona fide 1v2 as G2 are at risk of getting thrifty. Leaf is pinged out. Nana Swarm into the back of the site. Goes over the head. Leaf can't get through yet. Spike not to hand. The money's not great here either for G2, and he still tests it. Leaf feeds himself to the beast.
Hasn't been able to do much so far in this series, and for the most part has been on a heater in stage 2. Always a standout for the G2 squad. But so far it's Crew, they've just had a read on him, like that round where Kesnet just caught him with ease on his attempts to go for that lurk, a backstab and a post plant. Maybe this is a round where he can get things started, that lone rifle.
So here it is again. Early probe at A, take alt orb, then pull out. Couple players posted up in mid here for G2. They're hoping to capitalize on Crew trying to contact peek out of Cat.
Pretty standard setup here from Crew, but it is effective. It's standard for a reason. Again, that turret to take contact, but rather than someone swinging close B main, when it takes contact, MTA, Odin in hand, ready to just spam down those players in B main.
Okay, they know he's there, but the Guardian with the high pen isn't here right now for G2. Oh, buddy! This could get ugly. Jonah riddled with bullets there. Kesnet, he has a timing, and that's the gun taken away from G2. The one they were hoping to capitalize on here. Kesnet now just gets to cut a bloody swathe through the remainder of G2. And Trent wants to run for the hills. Kesnet wants none of it.
He makes the smart decision, Mitch.
Self-preservation instinct kicks in.
And it's about damn time because, listen, there are a lot of moments with Crew over the past couple weeks where Kesnet has looked to be reverting to the old him, where he's doing way too much, taking way too many risky fights.
Right choices. That late timing there from Kesnet to find a flank was huge.
Life going to be sent out, but actually Kesnet is just able to get outside of the range. Face! They take out Leaf!
1-for-1, Kesnet in danger, and Icy brings it down. Okay, G2's duelist gets a little piece of the action. Now, straight over towards the side, he gets in. Only MTA through CT, and that smoke will stymie him for now.
Tagged up as well, Stray.
Got to be Hunter's Fury play, right?
Just going to fall out of there. Yeah, if he can get the tag, he might try to even things up. Maybe this recon will reveal a G2 player.
Will G2 break the ball?
Susceptible.
Here we go. One tag comes out. MTA now under some pressure. Oh, this could be rough. Trent wins it out. That's a matchup we want to highlight over the course of this map. The two Sovas going out at MTA with far less experience under these conditions. What, 41 rounds of Sova played before this match. And Crew down to 2 players now, and something we didn't see enough from G2 was the save. Something Crew may be considering here, but the money is very good for them.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at the state of the economy. So good for Crew, dismal for G2. Kills really matter for them.
They've got to get out with these guns. They need them.
Player standing.
And yeah, the spike will go up, but Jonah's likelihood of getting out of this alive, slim. Just playing at the edge of the explosion. That's much safer, much more effective.
Yeah, it was another situation where he actually tried to get out. Shy tried to get out. He just got caught by Icy at that.
And then Kesnet
repeaked
repeaked it. That's the sussy part, I think.
It definitely is. Here's MTA with that Odin once again. You mentioned that Sova matchup. You know, the agent that most people would associate Trent with. It's the one that he burst onto the scene with years ago. Has always been one of the top Sovas that we've got in North America. And MTA new to the role. This man has only played 40 rounds of professional level Sova in his entire history. Going to need to step up massively. Looked uncomfortable against NRG. Ill-timed utility. Missed recons at times as well.
Enemy marked.
Drone here looking for mid. Looks like Heat was tagged up and forced off of it. So 3 players over at A for Crew for the time being. Heat surely wants to beeline over towards this site. Just now about to feel some pressure. Okay, TP in from Mel's, so they've reinforced it. Lockdowns for both sides.
Counter lockdown is nice. Will G2 try to accelerate to break it? It looks like they will. If they wasted too much time, though.
They didn't hit Shy with the paranoia. Oh, that could have gone way worse. Still Shy finds 2. All right. Well, the lockdowns are gone at least. Nobody caught by those. G2 with 2 players to swarm over B with. Now operating from a disadvantage.
Null command is popped. Heat has 1 flash available as well. Kesnet with the operator. Love that little switch. Melser, the weak player with the op. Bogdan's Law.
Volley here thrown over towards Boathouse, I think. Icy, I like the idea. Melser misses the shot. That could hurt them crucially. Eventually, Icy is going to be brought down, though, as Leaf can't really find purchase on his swing. And have clawed 4 attacking rounds here. Now down onto a weak buy. Love a little more coming out of this half.
Crew trying to play a bit of a bait setup here. Melser inserted into Wine. One-way smoke down. Going to peek off of it. And G2 will back up. That bad weaponry, at least for now, waiting it out.
Jonah has the molly for this. Melser has to move quick. I think they need to swing on this defensively. They do. He catches out Train. Here comes the dash. Jonah P kills with the Omen. Kesnet, though, waiting patiently with the operator. Tough position to break for the defenders.
And that was a rare whiff in this series for Melser. Really been on fire so far. Should have had at least 1 for free. It's going to get 1 rifle away to G2 as they reposition, working towards catwalk. Smoke deep mid. Are they going to venture forward into mid? Try and break that alarm bot, because right now it's the signifier for Crew that there won't be a B split, that this is still headed towards A. Heads up from Jonah to break that.
If he breaks that door, though, it does leave the possibility of a market play open and might draw some Crew players away from A. Shy will check this manually. He sees nothing. Kesnet, they will wait. This is just raw contact from Icy. It could go wrong, but smoke comes up. Operator stifled for now, and Icy found Heat there. Very low health. This is G2 trying to get value out of that Vandal. Link now on the side, has to plant his feet, but Shy drops down.
Spike down A.
And it's Jonah with 5 HP to save it, and he only has a pistol. That's that.
A lot on the line for G2 in this round. Everything invested. Trent with the Odin. Counter spam ideas from him.
What?
And Kesnet, outrageous shot.
Revealing area.
Shouldn't be possible, and yet here we are. Shy wants to push up now behind this recon. Tara's going to take contact. He should have been ready for that. A Trent was able to find two somehow. The spray is good. Now smoke towards CT. Kesnick could have had the shot there, but he's flashed off the angle. Surely not two smoke shots. That will be too much. Three crew players fall in quick succession as G2 lean into the B site.
And it's just the B site where success has been found for them. Unfortunately, you know, save for Shy making a nice play, anchoring effectively, they just have not been able to lock this site down like they have over on A. You know, perhaps trying too hard to anchor the site, not playing for those aggro floods, trying to fight when G2 are getting out of main. That was the one round where they did win, when they did exactly that. For the most part, this anchoring has struggled for them. How the hell did Trent get through there? I want to see that on the replay.
It may have been a double swing that ended up being a line-up. I mean, if you're Shy, you have to know that Turret's going to take your contact there. You should be ignoring it. But he had his crosshair set maybe for like an updraft of Icy on top of that position. Not sure. And it will be a save for Crew. The money's getting a little skinny.
He gets caught. Shy gets caught. The active plays and the anchoring have been tough for them.
0 points exchange over a day. I think only one play between the two. Lit. Now down mid is the focus for G2. They haven't been clearing the alarm bot with the shocks. That's something NRG were able to do routinely against Crew. They'll do it the old-fashioned way. Hail of bullets accounts for it. Smoke towards CT with Shy, yet will probably just pass through there. Kesnick from Speedway catches Icy on the fadeaway.
Shy gets backside as well. The support quickly. Kesnick caught.
The duality of Kesnick again rears its head.
And look at this patience from G2, just controlling the space. They don't accelerate off that pick.
This noise cut is so excruciating for Crew.
Yeah, just keeping options for themselves. Waiting for that smoke to regenerate, and now MTA is cut off.
They don't have a smoke for market though, it doesn't seem to matter. MTA got blown to smithereens as he stood in CT. But Shy held that Speedway angle. Now hoping to double up with Melsa. It's just the two of them for the time being. Help is on the way though. He needs to get there. In goes Melsa. Can't win that one.
Player standing.
Valen can't afford to bring the KO back though. He'll have to settle for the spike here in a 1 versus 1 with 20 to play. He has all his util.
One enemy remaining.
Here it goes. Valen steps out of the molly here. Has to find a swing from Dice. He makes some noise. Valen capitalizes.
And cleaner for them on the map there.
Too suppressed.
Now one way, of course, is up for Crew here. G2, though, don't fully respect this. So TP across the way. Standard protocols here at the start of the round in A main.
A new setup for Crew, though. This operator watching towards A main. Hasn't it tucked pretty close? So it's the noise cut here from G2.
And there's a lot of ways to break that crosshair placement here, to be fair. Now drones for both sides getting up here. Leaf knows there'll be an alarm bot, clears that instantly. Does he blow the door open? Certainly weighing it up.
G2 do such a nice job of denying that alarm bot, breaking that utility, which just gives their IGL even more options.
That's Leaf classic for you. Finds it timing up mid every time. Turret thrown in his wake now. Here's that defensive lockdown. Can they clear it? It's Icy pushing up to Shy, able to get rid of him. And yes, the TP in there for Valen clears the lockdown.
30 seconds.
A full strength G2 now up against the last three for Crew to get their 7th attacking round on a set.
Leaf playing close. Trent ready to swing for him. Icy ready to swing for him.
How do you lose this?
I mean, you just don't. Kesnick with an off. There's no way to retake this. G2 certainly going to get 7 on the board. Phenomenal attack half. The team do so much good work for Valen to allow him to just make fantastic calls on all of these rounds. It was only towards A where Crew were finding success. And 5 on defense, you just can't imagine that's going to be enough. A tall hill to climb when the sides swap.
Melsa here, just letting it settle in a little bit. The reality, the Crew only able to get those 5 defensive rounds here on a set.
Cell, we saw Valen do just that.
Such a wrinkly map. Never leaves the pool, man.
Turret instantly broken in B main. No defenders trying to swing off that. Big pressure on Leaf now.
Okay, Recon's going to be pinging Kesnet out. He needs to retreat to Logs under pressure. Leaf takes a crack and it forces away from Melsom. But it's going to be Trent exploding from stairs. Kesnet, though, bides his time. Was able to find 2 from Logs in the end. It's 3 HP left on Melsom, and Kesnet, oh, he won't be denied.
Spike planted.
16 for 7 already in this map, despite being down. Icy and Lone Duelist.
What a great way for Crew to build up some buffer, having less of a successful campaign on the defensive side of this map.
All classics for G2.
Valen here still wants to try and at least signal some strength at A. But Crew don't really seem to care.
Pushing right past that one-way smoke.
Kesnet has full armor and a Vandal, by the way. Another day at the office for your superstar from Crew. Steps away from that recon now, and he might look to challenge Trent. A little bit of damage, he's happy with that, sidesteps it. And now Crew will embed themselves in the site. Ready to draw blood. Great molly. Oh, Trent just ate that for breakfast.
Flash as well, just for further delay. G2 would be happy with any damage here, but it's not looking likely. Kesnet building close to those knives already. Going to be cleaned up with ease, but it's after this anti-eco that the real test will begin for Crew. The test for their calling style, with all the players contributing. We've talked and already Trent is on that Odin. Part of the reason that they just go with the classics. Look at the damage on the shot. Gets caught on the cross. Just a sixth sense from Trent for the jump timing to safety.
Yeah, you move a muscle and Trent has that itchy trigger finger.
Okay, they've come up mid though, so through market, Crew have access to the B side. It's 2 G2 players entrenched in Boathouse. The rest of them on the way. Taking their sweet time though, this is pretty sluggish from G2. Putting a lot of stock here in Trent to hold this ground, and well, the fight gets taken to them. Now it's a little awkward. G2 with 3 to play with from outside of the site. Valen may as well be in a different bloody postcode.
Spike planted.
Absolutely ran over the paranoia from Meltzer. Maximum value. Just caught back Boathouse. SMGs at a range like that work perfectly fine, running and gunning.
Call that the We Did Special.
Economy on the line for G2. Do they commit? We saw them in situations like this on Lotus. Indecisive. Do we save? Do we go for it? This time, they opt to save, opt to not get caught, and bring the rifles into the next. Bonus round converted. Rifles recovered as well. Those SMGs exchanged for the higher level weaponry. And Crew are off to such a hot start on their attack.
Away they walk. Crew have managed to clamber back now into the driver's seat of this game.
G2 saved for this round. They saved those 3 weapons for this.
3 suppressed.
3 spotted in towards A main. One way stepped past. Heaven will be reinforced here, at least for Trent, but he's only working with a Sheriff.
And Leaf is pushed all the way into B main, so you can see G2, they are stacked and ready for this A hit from Crew.
Jonah tried to take a time in there to flash himself out of the smoke, playing off the paranoia that came in from Crew. It was all a ruse.
Utility dragged out now from the defenders as Crew, they fall off.
This is G2-esque.
Work back towards Shy, who's just been patiently controlling B main. Leaf had that space earlier, but he's backed off. He's playing off of the turret contact.
Okay, so Trent does have a feeling that something's headed towards B, but G2 don't have ways of getting great info on that A side.
And how much support can he really offer? He's got the recon, gets broken, only has a Sheriff, only 65 HP.
Looked to hold that line passively, but was forced away ultimately by a Nano Swarm. Okay, 2's pretty good. 2 is pretty good. Now Crew, Trent back towards market. They want to stay here and fight. And fight they will. MTA forced to get away from this one.
And that's a nice double face there from Jonah and Icy to find another in lane. Reposition from Shy, getting close, but gets caught from the knife. Jonah P's utility, always so consistent.
MTA full flash there. Shy not so much.
Last player
Hit there though through the top of the matrix. This is ugly stuff, and G2 get it done. They realize that Crew want to fire on the site. They realize Crew actually aren't planning. They're 3 stacked on Speedway looking to fire towards market. So G2 back away and say, no, go plant first, then talk to us.
That is some outlandish standard setup here now from G2. As there's that one way.
Ooh.
There's that knife and aiming. Allen is facing it. I mean, how many first bloods has Melzer got in this series?
Melzer was the only player on that side of the one-way, though. That is audacious from him, and it pays off. Here comes the push. Icy backs away. Hit with a paranoia, so a cloudburst to buy him a bit of space, but he's lit by the recon. Still good for the spray down on Heat. He's down to 11, though. Dash across the site. No. Met by MTA, but from heaven comes Leaf, and Melzer now wants to try and accost him directly. But the Aldrone's going to slow it up a bit. 2 versus 2 here. So much early action in this round. And Trent still has an Odin to play off. Leaf is 10 HP, Wyatt.
One shock dart for Trent, but Leaf just catches Melzer.
I got the spike.
Shy in the 1v2. Leaf low on HP.
Only a shot for Trent.
Spike turrets destroyed.
No one at Gen. That was a off-angle plant here for Shy, and out into hell he goes. G2 have to unravel this. A game of Clue to find where Shy is waiting.
And how do they play this together? Does Leaf throw his life away? Just a little juicy piece of bait for Trent to trade off of.
Just
waiting
a little
to cycle that recon.
A little amuse-bouche for Shy. Oh, buddy, that's not good now. Down to 17. Shy could have had it. It was right there. But Trent is there for the follow-up, and as you said, Leaf serves himself up for the kill.
Scrappy, sloppy for a moment. Get aggro, though. You know, perhaps a pop flash to fight it would have been a bit better. Just that tight angle being held, and there it is. They are fighting it way more aggro. There's that flash. But even still, you know, given up and relocated towards Catwalk. They want to apply pressure elsewhere with this operator.
Oh, dangerous. No chance for a trade either. Icy drops that operator to the ground. And Kesnet says, is there no one else?
Slowing things down now, our crew. Can't be mad at that. Smoke is going to go down mid. You know, feign that there could be a cross back to B even. Kesnet just stands his ground where he killed Icy previously. G2, they are expecting this pressure on Cat. They've got a bait set up for Jonah in the corner.
Oh! Captain by captain, it's Valen for 2. Jonah still hasn't revealed himself yet either. Sees Melzer across, he's got to fight too, and he's done. It's beautiful! It's a masterclass!
Biding his time, so patient.
It's just MTA now. Shock in his wake. And that on the faces of the crew fans here, as they threaten to let another one go back, and it's Trent once more to deliver the death blow.
And G2 finally coming to life on this defense. Listen, sometimes you just take a convenient little connects with anyone.
Right here.
Trent is going to pop that Hunter's Fury, try to get an early kill.
Very passive though for crew early here. Okay, Icy is well forward. That's one way, I guess, to try and answer that early game and aggression from Melzer.
And it's actually Trent with the AWP, who after the recon just rotates to mid, picks up the angle, but will be smoked off. The alarm bot will be broken too. So crew applying some big map pressure right now.
Recley with the Aldrone.
Initiated.
Lockdown going to go in on B. Valen had actually pushed up into A main and is now going to TP back B. Cancels.
Crew have market though. Kesnet might have had a timing here. He's trying to get ahead of it. He was hoping for the window between the 2 lockdowns to give him the space to deal with Leaf as he returned to the side. It doesn't happen, but Kesnet is still set up in a powerful spot at market here. Oh no. Oh no! They're not ready for it! 2 for Leaf there. The Odin sings out to Funeral Dirge for crew. They got onto the site though.
Yeah, access to the site for crew, but here comes that Hunter's Fury, going to go a little bit wide. Shy was trying to plant in an unusual spot. To his favor, he will survive, he won't get tagged. And now a smoke cycle for Melzer will go down onto spawn. Do they want to play forward? Yeah, they do. That's MTA getting aggressive. The new man for crew pushed up close, trying to make the play.
Shadows traveling.
Valen's about to get busy here. MTA is good for it. Very clean work. Now from CT, the only direction that G2 could come from, and that's the second for MTA. Racking him up. He and Melzer have the crossfire. No need to go aggressive, and yet he wants to. Jonah P, what? For 3!
Oh no, they try to double swing. They get so aggro, and G2 were trained on the angles, crosshairs in the right spot. It was G2.
Letting the game come to you. That is exactly what G2 want in a situation like that. And crew, those old tendencies. bubble to the surface at a pivotal moment. Still a buy here, but not much else to work with. Shy already down to 87, no armor. Doesn't matter, he can still click.
Leaf completely caught off. Kesnet just barreling through tree.
All right, Icy and Valen try and turn up the heat here, but now it's down to 2. Jonah again getting involved. Nice for Kesnet. Spike out in A main. Kesnet needs to cross this gap. 1 is good. Has the dash away for the second. And has those knives put away for the time being. Oh, buddy. Just a pistol. 1v2 for Jonah.
And some things are inevitable. Despite Crew being down, winning or losing, Kesnet is just going to drop a bomb. He's 20 and 11. What a shot that was with the Blade Storm.
Turret takes contact for Shy, but Jonah doesn't overswing it. Time now for a rotation for Crew towards B, but they stay at A instead. The knives are there, but Shy is 1 shot quicker.
Close on G2's pick.
It's been close though. G2 won 4 rounds in a row, and after losing just the 1, they're already down to a half buy. Their economy being taxed round after round after round. So Crew have a chance here to convert once more. Melsa! Oh, buddy! No one expects that push to Gelato from G2. What a variation.
That is totally new from them, playing off of that recon to get so deep in that position. And look at this, already 3 stacked up for these players.
Not this time, Jonah P. Not this time, buddy. Valen able to trade it back at the very least here and leave through the middle part of the map. He says, can I get an upgrade in weapons? Can I get there? Got himself a Vandal.
We're down to a 2 versus 2 again. Heat has some quality utility to play with a flash and that Molotov. And look at the reposition. This is lovely from Crew. Flipping the site, playing from heaven. No way Trent expects this.
His glass cannon anyway, a tough fight to win on the best of days. And Leaf decides to repeat. Both players for Crew set up in heaven now. Leaf is unarmored, lightly armed, only the turret to work with here. Nothing but a dream. An MTA.
To get one in the hands of MTA, you know, be ready to spam that with the Odin, fight that in B main.
There is a defensive pot for G2 over at A main with 3 players. A very deep 0 point, maybe to try and scout out the cross to wine.
And that's some good utility dealt with already from the Crew attacking side over at B. They break that turret that players will swing off of that gets that contact information when you're walking up into that area of the map. To get that recon out of Trent there as well. They're going to fall off now. And G2, look, they are aware.
Yeah.
They are confident in playing towards mid, focusing towards A right now.
Same angle here for Icy. Holding that cubby spot with the operator. Unlikely to see any action here.
Line up with the 0 point. It's going to drop in.
Ult orb for MVA. He's going to go for it straight away. MTA.
Perfect catch.
Hunter's Fury shut down. What a great 0 point from G2. That's dirty from Jonah. Oh, Icy, you know you want to. Misses the smoke shot. Can't repeat the heroics of Kesnet those few rounds ago.
Right here.
And now in hell they go. No plant quite yet for Crew. G2 down to 3. The spray for Trent. Probing, searching, questing, finds nothing. Icy with the operator here. Lee starts to soften him up a little bit. Kesnet a little low. He's seen better days. 3 players for Crew embedded here on the side. And Trent strikes first. The jet is down. MTA trying to fire off from Gen. 2 players set up here, but they're both low. Melsa smoking his way, allows him to play from the blooming outside part of it. And MTA and Icy can only trade.
Biding his time. Melser
gives it a tickle. Swings the edge of that smoke. And Melser again.
How does he get that?
Time after time.
Them in the first couple stages, the confidence.
They won 5 defensive rounds. Crew have had to go nuclear here on this attacking side. Then straight away they're into mid. They're going to trip that alarm bot. But here we know, G2 will work with so little. Just dregs, fumes.
Pushed up into B main right now is Leaf. 1 off the lockdown as is his Killjoy counterpart in Shy. Both of them away, just 1 orb away from that crucial ult. For perhaps the final round after this one, maybe even in this round 23, depending on the situation.
Shock timing there from Trent, gets some good damage on MTA. 0 point threatens though, forces Crew away.
This is so good from them, that pressure in B main. It's given them the information. They know that forcing them off, it's probably going to A. Look at this rotate from G2. They are on their way to heaven already. 2 Tree trying to beat them to the punch.
Straight through the smoke. Spike now loose. Kesnet forced to back up. He's suppressed for a moment, but Heat's already onto the site, and Valen's not expecting him to be so deep. Here comes Kesnet now to follow it up. From heaven, here comes the push from G2, but Heat receives the first, is traded out. Kesnet and Shy. Dynamic duo here. Have to salvage this for crew and avoid getting thrifty.
Can Shy find the timing
Surely.
right now?
Discipline. Just one. Just one. Now G2 with that player advantage. Kesnet has no choice but to send it.
10 seconds left.
And there are two Vandals headed his way.
Planted.
75 HP, planted for stairs, playing backside. He's been the star of this series. One of the best duelists that we have in the world.
It's up to him once more. A pivotal round here. G2 looking to start to build an economy for this last push to take the map. And they're going to be doubled up. Coming downstairs. Kesnet, though, has a feel for this. Here's them squelching through the mud. A shoulder peek. Just gets a look at Trent. Then tries to take the fight proper. Still needs to be safe about it as Icy's going for the defuse. Does he know? Does he know? Trent brings Kesnet down, and G2 take one important step forward.
What convert the eco? I'm blown away by how heads up, how intelligent that was from their IGL. What a call.
Stage 2 playouts on the line, and these two are leaving it all out there. Crew wasted no time in getting up mid. It's what they do on these saves. And here it is, Null Command. They want a fast hit towards B. Not the most original, but definitely effective. G2's defenders all fall back to the site now as a lockdown is going to be deployed by Shy. And they're going to have to sheepishly get out. They're going to cross by Heat in doing so. MTA and Heat have the timing here. They have completely unraveled G2 so far. What lockdown timing?
And frankly, a misplay from G2. Do you really want to stack that site against the lockdown?
They've let it go. Okay, Jonah. Okay, Jonah. Down 3-1 with an 8. And Crew have secured themselves overtime.
Going to be two Odins, of course, in the hands of the Sovas.
Crew, big presence in mid. Are they going to smoke this or flash themselves through a mid smoke? They are contacting the middle of the map.
Just going for the full walk down. Leaf.
Brothers just striding out into the open.
He could have a round-winning opportunity here. I mean, obviously they are ready. So common for a KJ to be in tiles in a situation like this. The 4-1 hit, so common on Ascent.
Okay, stacking the tree, and look how low Jonah P already is. Trent finished off. Kesnet strides on out, and yet Jonah P was nearsighted. Only one player left on the side, that is Icy. Somehow he needs to buy some time, and Leaf needs to get in through tree. Melsa, though, stalwart. Shuts the door in his face. More than happy just to keep this guy busy, and the kill is a bonus. Icy found one. In hell, make it two. Kesnet, though, threatening, pressuring Icy, found 3.
Meticulous from Crew. A cascade of kills. They just come in and pick them apart one by one towards the generator.
Now a chance to rewrite history and peak at the right time.
Icy now, operator picked up, glass cannon, angled down mid. Here. As it's Valen working his way into Wine in the overtime round.
He's there.
What a risk. Will he get caught? Or will he find the timing?
4 flash. Valen chooses not to capitalize on that, though. Playing safe here. Another flash. Still Valen waits.
And that might make Crew think he's not there. Also clearing! How does he win that with such low HP with Valen ready on the angle?
They still checked it. 2 flashes and they still go for it. And Valen just sat there waiting for what? We'll never know. Icy at least has a strong angle here from A Heaven.
And he must even this up. He must be the man to hit the shot here.
Now drone forces him off the angle, though wide. He might have to repost. He gets there. MTA falls and then he backs away. There's a smoke in the way, but here comes Jonah. Getting involved from the side itself. Anchoring is Sublime. And Melsa down to 4 after that exchange with Valor. Needs to make something happen alongside Heat. No spike plant, but the numbers are even. Crew, their destiny's in their hands.
Only 4 HP from Melsa. This shock darts. One stray Odin bullet could take him down.
And it finds him. It's just Heat in a 1v2. And G2 get one back. And we're going to run this back again.
Jonah P, that foundational element of the team, the rock. 4 players from G2 now gathered up towards B main. They often like to apply a lot of pressure here early. Take the control and then fall off, work the rest of the map, play those slow attack rounds that they're known for.
Kesnet suppressed briefly here. And Leaf taking in a bit of a different approach through mid now.
And this is so Crew, just facing from Cab and facing from down mid. The turret does the work for him.
Leaves set up for Turret to take contact, and again, finally, he starts to establish control of mid. Trent doesn't swing off of it. The spray is very good though. Shy is limping away.
Surprised he didn't get that kill. It was a great opportunity for Trent. G2 are going to try to accelerate, get into the site. They will do so for free.
No one posted up at Heaven. No chance for Kesnet or someone similar to take that early push. He's going to try and spray here. Surprisingly, not very much damage. Gen protected G2 for the most part. Aldrone sees nothing.
Planted.
Recon backed up with a flash, hoping to ping some of these G2 players, but they're all hiding. 2 in hell, 1 behind Gen is... We see Jonah look over towards that tree direction. Quick cloud burst there, but somehow Jonah falls to the shorty shot. Now Icy and Valen can come alive though. And they've got A main covered. Decent setup for G2 in the post plant now, but it's going to be a trade. It's just Icy. He dashes onto the sides. He doesn't know where to look. Shy with a defuse and crew again.
Off on their previous. Will it pay off again?
Just takes one sometimes. He'll be posted up in mid. A different look. Normally he takes an operator over towards tree and holds that cubby angle.
0 point catches out Melser in A main, and he'll be falling off as crew gather towards B. That turret is actually going to go down to a nice placed molly from Shy.
Aldrone in. Okay, Kesnet spotted now, trying to make his way through B main. That's going to force him to turn tail for a time. He still wants it. He wants to fight so bad. Dashes into his own cloud burst now, pushing over towards stairs. Are they going to be ready for this? Ping out the player of Boathouse, and Icy doesn't know what hit him. Trent at least is good for the trade though. And through the smoke, it's extracting MTA. And our crew are in disarray. Down to 2. Spike was picked up at Speedway here. But they're definitely worse for wear. Shy, a gambit, over towards the market, it pays off. He's able to deal with Lincoln. He'd had a timing there, but he can't quite convert. The 2 versus 2. Flash over the top here. And now it's just heat.
30 seconds left.
Fakes a couple plants, but G2 far too canny for that. They see heat, they bring him down. Tooth and claw have G2 been fighting to stay in this. Always needs to be crew. Defending first in this overtime. Starting with that round win. MTA sees much there, as Leaf is playing pretty passively out towards B lobby.
And that Aldrone just catching the KJ really doesn't give a lot of information. It's so standard for the KJ to just monitor B main passively like that with, you know, the turret on the roof there.
Wishful thinking, gets it, actually takes a stray bullet there as he jump peeks down mid. Now G2, it's a pretty lightly held tree here. In fact, yes, he just gives it up. Doesn't want to face it on his own. Pulls back to the site with Melser. Shocks. Okay. Give him a bit of a tickle. Melser, those swings that left-hand side is going to be traded. He tries for one as well, but Leak doubles down. Valen has that A-main position, but is concerned about a flank right now. It's Kesnet from upper and Tooth from tree here for crew. And here's that lockdown.
It's going to force the issue.
The spray, though, it's good. MTA knew exactly where to look. Kesnet sees an arm! And G2 lose a player. Now again, they have to play from hell. This time, though, they're good for it. Shy forced to drop down to the 1 versus 2, and they are grouped up. How do you win this, Shy? Bit of spray. Put the fear have gotten him. 1. Can he find the 2nd? That would have been extraordinary. This time around, Kesnet is not jump spotting mid. I imagine if we go back. Icy as well. We know him to want to play from tree. And he'll be there. Again, no glass cannon operator. Very much just going for the rifle here.
And look at how active Trent is at just being this thorn in the side of anyone who wants to dare press up into B main. The Odin spam never stops. There's shocks coming in. As soon as that drone was heard, shock for the drone Soba position where he stood still. But crew, they pivot fast. They are going for the A split.
G2 look in flux right now. They're not quite sure how to set up over on A. Icy's going to be forced back by these smokes, and there's no real heaven pressure, no angle posted up for G2. So they're full retake mode right now.
This is the first OT round where Icy has actually bought a Vandal on the defensive side. It's going to be good for this retake, much better than an AWP. First from Jonah.
MTA living dangerously, real dangerously there in heaven. Flash out now towards grass. Nobody from crew shows up. We are in a post plant here. G2 do need to act. It's MTA. He can't hold it down. Leap runs him into the ground. He wants to push up here. It's going to be Melser and Shy. Verse 4. They've got to find the timing. That's a good one. There's still 2 players set up on Heaven and Shine, trying to go for a wild swing. He gets it. Has to win this out, and he can't. G2 staying alive. Their hopes of a playoff berth still very much on the table.
Clinging on to life. Barely are G2 on their map pick. Never would have thought it would have been that damn close from Crew. Such an elevated level of play on the map from just a couple days ago against NRG. The proactivity,
The turnaround's unreal.
The decisiveness from them was just so nice to see. That turnaround, like you just said.